please silence and darken your electronic devices.
We should have that right before.
And except for if you're watching this on the Facebooks or the YouTubes.
Are we already there?
Yeah, we're
already there.
I kind of like doing these rolling starts.
I know, me too.
The rolling start thing is fun for me.
Because you never know what you're going to catch me saying. So I feel like
I like it to be a surprise for everybody. So, welcome, everybody, to another episode of Tucker and the Beard. Hello. The podcast.
The podcast. One of the multitude of things that we have cooking in our kitchen.
Yeah. Broadcasting from beautiful Prescott, Arizona on a wonderfully and surprisingly snowy day.
Yeah, not too cold though. So
kind of caught me off guard this morning. I got up to start the car and I'm like, what is this?
Well, I didn't
expect this.
I was awoken this morning.
Woke?
I was woke this morning. I normally get up at 5:15 so I can get up and get ready before my kids start waking up, and you're taking up real estate space where people are needing to so I get up earlier and get in the shower and everything. So I normally get up at 5:15, but my wife's phone went off this morning 5:45, 4:30, 4:45.
Okay. So early.
Yeah, for some reason she had the ringer turned up as loud as humanly possible. She wanted the neighbor's dogs to hear it, evidently.
Just in case.
Phone went off this morning, being one of the recordings for the school, saying that it was on a 2-hour delay.
Mm-hmm.
So after I had to calm myself down.
Yeah.
Of being awoken in such a manner, alarming, what is going on?
See, and then you went to. So you probably went back to bed thinking,
no,
I've got an extra 2 hours? Okay. Then I don't feel bad for texting you. I waited until 6:15
it was
or
a little
bit,
that. No, it was a little bit before.
Was it?
I was very
early?
I was impressed, though.
Well, I get up early.
To take...
I'm trying to have our viewers see less of me. So I spend the first couple hours of my day at the gym.
Oh, and so in that sense,
I'm up early.
Just
yeah, I'm trying to sneak out of this thing.
You're just listen.
Exactly.
Just going to go ahead and move this over here.
So I've been, focusing more on my overall health. And so I go to the gym in the morning and I woke up, went to go start the car and I'm like, what is this nonsense?
Yeah. So no, we got the recording being hey, your kids are on a 2-hour delay. Wife was able to go roll back over and go back to sleep, but I was awake and I'm like, actually go over and look and hey, we got snow.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, I was
looking
out
the blinds.
Superintendent.
What do you know?
I was like, what is this nonsense? And the storybook kind of lowering the blinds and it did snow.
Yeah. I woke up this morning and again went to go start the car. I'm like, this wasn't in the forecast.
Yeah.
So
things were kind of changing.
But then I texted you because you usually beat me to the studio.
Yes.
Every morning.
Yes.
Because you don't care about yourself, so you don't spend the first couple of hours of your day at the gym. I'm kidding.
It's not one of those things.
And so it was I know he's usually up by now.
Yeah.
So let me shoot him a quick text and see if he is on a 2-hour delay, because the list that I saw didn't include the school that your children go to. The
school district. Yes. No, it was included. Yes, I've taken a page out of your recommendations that you've told me many, many a times, that before I go to sleep, I do
put that beast on airplane mode or silent or whatever.
Yeah. I happen to be looking at my phone and go, hey, I got to text it before 6. What is going on? It was one of those shocking, why am I getting a text? Thought it could be something real estate related. It was not.
It was hey, you got a 2-hour delay today?
But then it was you, and then I was even more shocked.
You're morning.
Well, morning. Yeah, I am on a 2-hour
Well, also, delay. I try and limit my communication with other people prior to about 9:30 to 0.
Wow, you're a nice guy. Usually I go 8 to 8. I feel like those are my hours. It's too... And depending where you are in the country, we've recently been calling people and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, just because it's 8 here, And I go, they're an hour behind us. It's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock in the morning.
So I'm going to go ahead and wait till not.
Yeah. But I usually, like, the first person that I speak to every morning is usually my wife. So I wake up, get ready to go out the door, go to the gym, and I try and say as few as maybe 5 to 7 words to any other human being.
I've seen you in the morning
prior to about 10, 9:30, and I will let my wife know gently that I'm leaving and tell her that I love her. So there's 3. And then when the people at the gym check me in, it's like, good morning. Mm-hmm. So 5.
Yeah. Usually it's like morning.
Yeah. So
it's not a good morning as of yet.
No, I like to take that time and just kind of practice silence for a period of time every day, and it's beneficial, I think.
Yeah. No,
it lets me be quiet and just sit and think and focus on what I'm doing.
Yeah. No, the 2-hour delay things throw me off in the morning, so I'm like ready to go. I'm like, I don't care if you're going to get to the school 2 hours early. Like, this is just because they're delayed doesn't mean I've got things to do.
Doesn't mean we're delayed.
Right.
Get in the car, kids.
It's still happening.
Go make a snowman on the field.
Yeah. Wait for school to start. Go do your homework.
Enough about us.
Well, I was going to say real quick that it was, normally I don't text people contact people after 8 o'clock. Yeah. I did last night though. And I know normally your cutoff time is 7. I felt kind of bad, but I kind of quickly got over it because there was a broom apocalypse that was happening last night, and
the world got trolled by the fine folks at NASA.
I got swept in.
Which, by the way, this is a thing that's been like kind of floating around since 2012.
See, it's the first time I did, and I kind of heard a couple things on the interwebs, and I was like, I didn't know what people were talking about brooming. I thought it was just some kind of new dating site or something. I don't know. I was like, oh, they just
sweep left, sweep right.
I was like, they just got broomed. I don't know. Like, did you find one of those bristles? I don't know. So you could.
I don't even know what any of those things mean.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I got a text from somebody being like, hey, did you let your kids try it? Like, it's so crazy. Like, whatever. And I'm like, whatever. Like, putting the broom up. Walk over, grab the broom, and it immediately stood up on its own. And I'm, what is this sorcery? What is going on? And so I, took a picture and posted it and people's reactions.
Except for mine, because a reasonable...
You weren't as bad as some other...
Yeah.
You had your separate post. You didn't do it under my post, which was respectful enough.
But the fact is that it came as no surprise to me that
with your broom history,
a flat surface on a flat surface, if you can find its center of gravity, you can make it balance.
But it's like Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal. Like it was like this, so it's not centered.
Can I break your heart?
I still get it.
Again?
Like it's like science. Yeah, whatever.
No. The whole Michael Jackson in the Smooth Criminal. They're
special shoes.
Special shoes that locked into bolts on the ground. Yeah.
So this is very, very similar. That it's just there's more to it.
There's an explanation.
Listen, I was even a kid. I need to make sure you know this right now. That even as a kid, I knew he couldn't actually do those things.
Well, there are some people who didn't have that benefit. They're like, wow, all those people can lean over. I saw people fall.
Yeah. No,
which was a great thing for me because I enjoy seeing that kind of stuff.
I didn't know how they did it as a kid.
But
I knew that there was some camera trick. I also knew he didn't turn into a giant robot.
Listen, I was today years old when I found out that wasn't the truth.
Or a zombie, for that fact.
Or a werewolf.
Like, I knew that was not a thing. Look at you forgetting to do that.
I forgot to take my
earpods out. That's your second earpod thing for the day.
And it's uncomfortable to wear those and have these on. And there's not a good time to take them out. So I just figured, hey, let's go.
Just leave them in all the time?
Yeah, but then I just didn't want to.
That's ridiculous.
Let's get into the thing that people want to know about.
Inform me. That was a snow joke. You like that? That was a deep Canadian cut right there.
No, so the Oscars happened.
I know this. I watched them. You did not, because I became that person that came up to you the next day and was like, "Hey, did you see this?" You're like, "No."
Listen, here's what I saw. Yeah, I was like, A, no, because why? But B, I don't like award shows of any type. They're boring.
Okay.
I genuinely don't care to hear most of what anything that comes out of the mouths of woke celebrities.
Okay. I'm agreeing and disagreeing with you in my head. And
like none of because it's not like
opinion based.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be. I suppose that's my
issue.
We don't have any of those you like me, you really like me moments anymore.
No,
it's a platform, and apparently nobody took to heart what Ricky Gervais had to say.
Yeah, and that's what I was telling you this morning, of just being like, well, no one listened to Ricky. But kind of bouncing off what you were saying is like, award shows used to be like really cool and really, hosts that was really funny, and they do funny little sketches and stuff, and that's kind of been lost over time. And my family, like my wife, will watch some, like Oscars or something like that. They'll watch. But even this year, she was like, we'll have it on because there's nothing else on, because guess what happens to the rest of the channels? They know everybody's going to be watching this, so they put all the bad stuff on.
All I think about for these 3 weeks of the year, Super Bowl,
okay,
Oscars, the Pro Bowl's coming up this next weekend.
That sports ball thing?
That sports ball thing is all I think to myself is, man, the shows that I do like that come on Sunday aren't going to be on this week. Right. So I'm like,
because they're like, you know what? We're not going to.
I'm a big fan of like Bob's Burgers. I love that show. I think it's hilarious.
That's not been one I've ever, not because I'm purposely not trying to. I just don't ever think to watch it or start it, and now I'm like too late to the game.
You're not. It's not that serialized, so it's it's not like there's these deep underlying stories.
Right. I mean, I watch a lot of shows.
Yeah, me too.
I commented under somebody. There's another person we're both friends with that was this thing going around of all these. It was like 100 TV shows.
Yeah,
and it was like 1 point for every single one that you get. And I was like, oh, this is going to be bad. This is like, it's going to be so bad that I'm not going to comment, because it's going to look. You're going to look atrocious. Like a monster. Like it's going to look like somebody who
only watches television.
Yeah, that's like all I do with my life. Yeah. And I actually did a whole lot better than. Listen, I did a lot worse than other people that were like, 4, because I don't watch TV. Stop it with that. Yeah. You're not better than me.
Yeah.
You're not better than me because you don't watch. I bet you
if you scrub their profile, you'd find out that they were deeply obsessed with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, just
or something to that
which
nature.
I'm still so profoundly proud of the fact that I've never.
I tried, and I could not make myself enjoy it.
Yeah, well, I think what beginning of it, somebody told me, because I like Lord of the Rings. Listen, it's kind of like that Harry Potter. There's some Lord of the Rings fans.
Yeah,
I'm not there. I still think the only trilogy is the Star Wars trilogy. Don't talk to me about that trilogy.
Yeah.
To go full Randall on it. But, yeah. It's 3 movies about walking. But I enjoy those movies. But somebody was like, it's better than Lord of the Rings. First of all, stop it. Like, don't.
That's not exactly what you might call the biggest feat ever.
Right. But it's just like,
for some people.
Right.
Again, no hate to those who love. Listen, I know people who not only watched all 3 films in the theaters, but then watched all 3 extended cuts.
Oh yeah. There's some fans out there. I saw them in the theater.
Extended cuts were like 4 hours a piece, though, man.
No thanks. But it was one of those things, like, don't compare it to, once you sit there and set that bar.
Yeah.
There's like, hey, it's better than Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, okay. But like,
All right.
You know, so is Toy Story.
Yeah, and I was just touche.
You know, I mean, that's if I was given the option.
Yeah.
Would you rather watch? Because first of all, I don't count Toy Story 4.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
It was just okay.
I liked it for what it
wasn't.
was.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It's almost like it should. You know,
listen.
You know how there's all the Star Wars stuff that's not considered in canon.
Yeah.
It's almost like Toy Story 4. It's there, but it's not really in canon.
Well, I'm gonna full blown say I think my favorite one is Toy Story 2. If we're gonna go in, like, I would go 2, 1, 3, 4.
Fair enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. I like 2 a little bit better than 1.
But
I liked 1
for what
it represented more than I liked it as, you know, than it's in that category.
Right. Well, it's like, I think we've had this conversation. I've had it with other people that certain movies. I like the first one it's like Transformers. Probably not the best analogy because the other ones just went really, really downhill.
Well, yeah.
But the first movie, I could still watch that to this day. And it
turns out Shia LaBeouf was the best thing that happened to that film series.
Listen, we might we might be having some words though, because you have some weird, deep hatred for Shia LaBeouf.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, you got me all wrong.
I was like, I'm
a huge fan.
Okay. I was like,
is he weird? Yeah.
But it's awesome. But
huge fan.
Okay, something happened, kind of switching back to the Oscars for a minute. Because, and I know I talked to you about this movie. My wife rented it one day.
Peanut Butter Falcon?
Fell in love with it. I watched it. I fell in love with it. We've watched it a couple more times with like the kids and stuff like that because it's a good message and stuff. Have you?
I haven't had a chance to see it.
Okay, you might have to borrow it from Tucker Video or something. But
you bought it?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Well,
all right.
My wife got it as a Christmas present.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Because it was like the special edition because she enjoyed it that much.
Okay.
And didn't want to keep renting it.
I see. No, that makes sense.
Super, super good. And he was partnered up with a kid with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
In that movie. Well, turns out the Oscars, Shia LaBeouf was asked to present.
Bold move.
Okay.
Bold strategy of the Academy.
Right.
See how it works out for you.
Only agreed to do it if the kid would come up and would present with him.
Interesting.
So, and it was the first time ever someone with Down syndrome presented or anything. And because the kid had Down syndrome, it went a little bit slower. He was having to read the prompter and everything. And it had a little bit of a stutter and everything, and he was being supportive, but Shia LaBeouf got a lot of flack because a lot of people didn't know about the movie that he did with this kid and that they are like friends. He like befriended this kid, but that the story behind it that Shia LaBeouf only agreed to do it if that kid could present with him.
Yeah,
and people thought he was like making fun of the kid or something until people like put them on blast and said, first off, you don't know cinema because you don't know the movie.
Yeah.
You know, the story behind it. And there's people that from the Oscars that defended
They're
them.
so busy being woke that they realized that they weren't being woke.
So busy trying to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
That they didn't take 2 seconds and realize.
Making candles smell like their own body parts. And
yes. That was a weird direction to go with it.
Well, I mean, just like the crazy things.
Just something to hate on. You know? Yeah. And so
this outrage culture, it's still, I swear it's only gotten worse. We've talked about this once on the show before.
And we could
but it's only gotten more. Yeah.
But it did make me think of the fact of Keanu Reeves.
All right.
Keanu Reeves used to be kind of that weird guy that people would make fun of a little bit. And
but that's just because you kind of seem like a derpy stoner.
Right. But I'm putting it right now. Like, betting my $1.25.
Okay.
On the fact that at some point, not in the next 5-10 years.
Yeah.
But at some point, Shia LaBeouf will be the next Keanu Reeves. In the sense of people are like, he's very sage-like, he's very like.
No, he's got a very different personality, but he's a lot more loud and outspoken than Mr. Reeves.
Right, but I'm just...
Who is another person that I'm a huge, huge fan
and
of,
that's
obviously.
My point. And that's just my point. Like, you're saying, like, Will Smith is this generation's Chuck Norris. I'm just saying Shia LaBeouf is, like,
someday they will tell legends about Will Smith like they do with Chuck Norris.
But I'm saying he will be the next Keanu Reeves because he's going through his stuff.
Yeah.
But you listen to him speak and everything, and it's very profound.
No, I think he's just a very interesting human being. Right. Obviously, we all have our demons that we have to face. When I saw on a different YouTube channel,
I'm gonna call you up when it happens, and I'm gonna laugh my butt off. I told you.
No, I saw an interview with Shia LaBeouf on a show called Hot Ones.
Okay.
Which is
the wing.
Yeah,
they're eating hot.
Yeah, they eat progressively hotter chicken wings while they're being interviewed. And I think it's actually one of the most brilliant interview formats that there is, because when your mouth hurts like that,
you're not really thinking about what you're saying. You can't
put the walls that you build have to come down.
They burn down.
Yeah. And so, but in that show, one of the things they do is on the last chicken wing, they put a little extra sauce on it. It's like it's a tradition. They even made their own sauce for that part of the show called The Last Dab. That's what they call it, The Last Dab. But Shia went hard in the yard in that interview, and he dabbed every wing.
Wow.
And just dumping extra hot sauce on all the wings. Kept his composure throughout the entire thing. I mean, he was still 100% Shia LaBeouf,
right? And
all the crazy that comes along with that. But it was really quite remarkable. I was like, dang, he went hard in the yard. You know, do I think he's a little crazy? Of course,
yeah.
But I like the guy.
But I think he's crazy for the sake of like art. And he's come out with
he's almost a little bit in the same lane as one of the Oscar winners, Joaquin Phoenix. He's in that same lane.
Listen, I've wanted good things for him since Space Camp, from like Parenthood.
Right.
Like he was like that kid.
He takes the crazy way far to the other side.
Yeah, it's him and Crispin Glover that are like over here, just being nuts. Just being crazy. And I thought he got better. He recently won a different award, coming to it. And he stood up there. I was like, oh, the bottle of crazy is about to be opened. All on the stage.
So that's the thing, like, of the Oscars, I saw all of the good parts.
Yeah, you saw the highlights.
I just saw them on YouTube later, Yes, I saw Eminem perform. I didn't have to watch a friggin' 4-hour broadcast,
right,
in order to experience like the 7 good minutes worth of the show.
Well, that's true, but it's kind of watching it when it's on. You didn't know that Eminem was about to lose himself. You're welcome. But watching Joaquin, kind of going back a minute, like his previous speech was very adult, respectful. Not that any have been disrespectful, but it wasn't crazy. Like I was like, here comes the bottle of crazy. Came up, gave a very nice speech, gave credit to like Heath Ledger. Sure. Like very, very respectful speech. Got off. You could tell there's some actors that are in it for the art. A Shia LaBeouf, a Joaquin Phoenix, a Christian Bale, like
Adam Sandler.
Just
kidding. I'm still mad about that. As again, somebody who gets, talking about getting crap for somebody that you're a fan, a diehard fan of. My fandom of Mr. Sandler, people are like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah.
I'm right there with him. And
I would love him forever because he made Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison.
Yeah. And I like some Adam Sandler movies that you don't care for, like the grown-up movies. I enjoy those movies. I
think, listen, we're going to get more of them.
Yeah, I know.
We're going to get more of them.
But yeah, Joaquin Phoenix speech for the Oscars started out okay. Opened the bottle of crazy. closed it back off, and I think he finished it
sure
nicely, and he gave credit to, he addressed his brother, River Phoenix.
Yeah.
Got sentimental, but there was like the bottle, like if you would have taken out that crazy middle part that was like, I'm like, are we supposed to go vegan now? Like, is that what you're...
Yeah.
Like, you start talking about baby cows and like we shouldn't drink milk, and then he like closed up that bottle of milk.
Now, listen, those are all things that I kind of agree with. However,
I just don't think it's the
time and place, man. Time and place.
I always go back to the
time and place.
Listen, your kids or your like grandkids are gonna see these movies or these interviews someday.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the digital age. Nothing goes away.
No, it's all permanent.
You're now on the Oscars highlight reel for like worst speeches.
Like, you remember when we were kids and like one of the biggest threats that someone could make to you was like, this is going to go on your permanent record.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, snap.
Yeah. Just like, no.
Everything goes on the permanent record.
Everything is on the permanent
record. Because there's these hanging out all over the place. And
your great grandkids are going to watch your moment. They're going to be like, my great granddad won an Oscar for Best Actor. Check it out. As like, and you're going off about drinking milk.
Right.
Like, you want to go up there and have some profound, like, thank you.
No, and that's what I mean by there's none of those, like, I'll go back to it because it's just an iconic moment.
Yeah.
You know, you like me. You really, really like, you know, like that moment where she was just overwhelmed
with pride and emotion, and you're going to go up there like we just interrupted your dinner.
Exactly.
Bothered by it, and start talking about how we shouldn't drink milk.
Well, and it's our own fault. It's our own fault
for putting it
as a society. We have idolized these people. We have deified these people in a lot of senses, and we've given them the platform to do so. Yeah. We think that because they make movies or music, that what they have to say about anything other than making movies or music or playing a sport has any value to it whatsoever.
Right.
We've given them that. Yeah. We handed it to them on a silver platter, and now we're mad that they took the platter and they run around with it and shove it in your face all the time.
Oh, 100%. I get irritated every time they, it was every single person gets up there and they want to give their little 2 cents about politics or bad mouthing. And listen, a lot of stuff is going on in politics. What pisses me off, going on my little soapbox for half a second,
please.
What pisses me off is there's these actors or hosts or something that go off about bullying, that we shouldn't bully, and which we shouldn't. Like, that's the thing.
I was like, are we about to have a bullying campaign?
No. Right, what I'm saying is, like, we shouldn't bully, and we've had conversations where it's still a factor of teachers to students to kids, and allowing to get away with other stuff, cops. And cops, criminals, and the other things. Yeah, but it's one of those things. Don't go off about how we shouldn't bully people, and 2 seconds later, regardless of how you feel about any political person, get downright nasty. And be making fun of appearance, getting like intelligence level on a very public forum.
Agreed.
And I just think, listen, hate somebody, love somebody, I don't care, but don't get up on your thing at your little moment that you just won Best Actor and get nasty.
Yeah. Because again, to quote Mr. Gervais, thank your agent. Thank your God. Sit down.
And no one listened, and it was just turned up. Yeah, it was turned up to 11.
It's like they literally took that as a challenge. Yeah, it's like, oh, challenge you thought we were woke before.
Yeah, here we go. Don't drink milk.
Now we're super woke.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay. But Eminem was awesome.
He was. It was a great performance.
I was like, he still got it.
Well, I mean, what is it? A week ago, just out of nowhere, dropped an all new album that I've heard is fantastic.
Yeah, he still got it. I've
been too busy listening to a different new album.
What do you got?
This week. So, no, the new Green Day album just came out.
Fantastic!
So
very cool.
Super excited. I'm one of those. I can't handle it anymore. Talking about soapboxes when people are like, "Ugh, didn't sound like their old stuff." Yeah, no crap, dude. Like, do you sound like your old you?
I gotta transcend.
Like, do you expect?
That was a movie quote you probably didn't get. Sorry.
It's fine.
It's every like 2 seconds.
It's true, but like, I don't know if you are the same human being that you were.
No.
20, 30 years ago.
I always say I'm not the same person I was yesterday.
Some days
we grow, we learn.
Yeah, we change, we evolve in our own minds, and if you're an artist, then that expression will change along with it.
Yeah.
To expect a band to make the same album,
listen, then
20 times in a row.
You want that? Go listen to the Lou Bega album.
The one with Monica and
Jennifer and all the what is it, the Mambo number 5. Mambo number 5. But if you ever listen to that CD, it's kind of like Ace of Base. Every single song is the same exact beat, just different words.
Yeah.
Ace of Base did it well because it was
debatable, but okay.
Well, I'm just saying, like, they had 2 number 1 hits, but then you listen to it and you break it down, you're like, that's kind of the same beat. It's like
a formula. There's a formula.
It's like a Queen Vanilla Ice.
I could use science to write a hit album.
Yeah. I've seen those videos where somebody's like, I'm gonna mimic this artist.
Yeah.
All we need, like, all right, let's get the beat, and then they do stuff with the vocals and
one of my favorites. There's this guy he'll do like popular songs, but he'll sing and play them in like 50 different styles.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
That would be pretty cool. I always like when people can do like acoustic versions of that. I recently heard a fantastic local artist do a rendition of I almost said Sir Mix-a-Lot. What's it called?
No, I've done one of my favorites that I like to do when I play acoustic shows is I do an acoustic version of Roll Out by Ludacris.
Okay, that one. No, I was thinking that you did play that one, but it was the other one.
That one fun.
The new one that you did. The Crazy. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You just never mind. I'll think of it here in a little bit.
But no, so and then of course the big dark horse out of it, which was
crazy,
the winner for Best Picture, as Parasite being a dubbed movie, just came out of left field, which I thought was very entertaining, and it was against some pretty strong contenders like The Irishman, Joker, of course, Jojo Rabbit, which I thought was.
I want to see that. I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah.
When, little kid's imaginary friend is Hitler.
It just makes you think.
And you make it into a comedy.
There was one that I was like,
CeeLo Green.
Oh, okay.
What's the name of that song? Running Around Town.
Forget You is the version.
Yes, the regular version. Yes. Sorry, that was bugging me.
But I was mad that Ford versus Ferrari didn't win.
They did
the Best Picture. They won some editing and cinematography, I think. No, they didn't win cinematography, which again I thought they were a shoo-in.
Yeah.
And they weren't.
Yeah. I called that one. No, that made me. Yeah, I was sitting there watching that one. And it looked super good. One of the things that came across, what movie didn't really get nominated and didn't win anything? Avengers. Kind of.
Well, it was nominated for visual effects, but didn't win.
But it's the top grossing movie of all time and didn't win.
Hey, man, the Oscars aren't about money.
Fine then. No, I understand that.
Chalk that up to lies.
But because
that people tell you.
It's all about money. But it didn't really It did get a nomination.
It got one nomination for visual effects, but it did not.
But it's the only movie on the list of top grossing movies that never didn't win anything. It is at 0.
Well, and you had... I was surprised to see that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood didn't do better.
Yeah, got supporting...
In the statue category, at least.
Yeah, got supporting and everything. But
yeah, Brad Pitt won for Best Supporting Actor. Leonardo DiCaprio, once again. It's like they gave him the one, and they're like, can you go away now? Yeah. Can we stop having to worry about you?
Every year.
Always
he's gonna
always
win
a bridesmaid.
Some lifetime award.
He's got to be like the most nominated, but like if there was
but that tells
the category is like he's the most nominated but least winning.
Right, he's won person of one all time, and he's won nominated every single year.
Yeah,
and it's unfortunate because
was he nominated for What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I don't remember.
I think he was.
He should have been. He should have won for that.
If he
that's a killer movie.
They should nominate him next year for What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
That's why I'm throwing it back. We made a mistake 25 years ago, so we're going to do it again.
It's one of those things. I'm like, it's why I'm not a late night host or like a host of like Oscars or anything like that, because I'd be like, and for What's Eating Gilbert Grape, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, and it's not that movie anymore. I would just go back in the vault for all of their...
Not the movie that they're on the show to promote.
I'd be like, Ben Stiller, Heavyweights.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Welcome to the stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Tom Hanks, Bachelor Party.
Yeah.
Like just...
The star of the movie, Big. Tom Hanks.
It just, he's like, wow, I've come a long way. He needs to do another comedy, though. That's on a side little note.
You know he could. I mean, he just did Toy Story 4.
But I'm talking about like comedic. Big Turner and Hooch, Splash, Money Pit, Burbs.
You think he's got that in him anymore?
I think he does. Because you watch any like normal,
his
interaction with
his son is in a show that I really like called Life in Pieces.
I love that show. I don't know if it's on anymore though.
I don't know if it is either.
I don't know how to break this to you.
I watch it on Hulu, so it's it's one of those things because I don't do the traditional TV thing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of comedies and streaming services, because my wife told me you need to talk about this movie. We had a Tucker family movie night the other night. We tried to do that occasionally.
Okay.
Bring
everybody over, popcorn.
Yeah. Well, not listen. The 5 of us.
Okay. I wasn't sure if like you were inviting, your extended family and that kind of a thing.
They're not invited. It's just usually like, hey, we're gonna have.
Yes, they are.
We're gonna have a little movie night. We plan it out and do the whole thing. But we watched Timmy Failure.
We watched that as well.
I'm running a blank on the rest of
mistakes were made.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm gonna stop saying sorry and I'm just gonna say, listen, mistakes were made. We laughed. Like we had to pause it a couple times. We were laughing so hard at that movie. So not to set it up.
We were kind of underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't think it was bad.
God, I don't know what your expectations were, but we didn't know.
I've seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid,
as have we. And but we didn't know anything about it, like starting it.
No, nor did we. But there was 0. Like I guess it was a book series.
Yeah. I think my daughter's she's just finished. Then there's I think 9 or 10 Diary of a Wimpy Kid books.
All right.
And she's read 9 since October. She just finished the last one, like hammering it out. So we're going to get the last one. And then we were kind of planning what book series we were going to get her for the next thing. And I think that's the route we're going to go is this Timmy Failure.
All right, cool.
So, but yeah, we thought it was like really, really good. Evidently, we thought it was better than you thought it was.
I didn't think it was bad.
This is where reviews come in.
It had a hard time. It may have just been the mood that we were all in. Mm-hmm. It had been kind of a long day, but it had a hard time holding our attention.
Well, watch it again when it can hold your attention. No, there was just some really funny part. We enjoyed it a lot. All of us.
There was some good, nice. like I said. I had kind of after we watched it looked up like, maybe there's something that I didn't get. Maybe you needed to read the books to appreciate it. And some people, I saw some people complaining about it, like, this is the worst thing ever. And that reminded me why I try not to read comments on the internet, because people are idiots.
Well, evidently, we don't, I don't have any taste then. No, it was nice because
you don't.
The movie got over and it was, all of us enjoyed it.
Gotcha.
I was like, okay, I didn't mind sitting there and watching a kid's movie. Sometimes you're just
no, it wasn't like that. Right. Like sometimes my younger son will sit there and binge watch. He's watching some, I don't know, it's these two pugs.
Right.
And it's, it's a TV show.
Right.
And I'm just like,
and you're ready to bleed out. You're like, oh,
somebody get me a spoon.
Yeah.
So I can carve my eyes out with it.
Yeah. It wasn't one of those things.
It was them in my ears so I don't have to hear it.
Nice and enjoyable. When we do our movie nights, we like to watch something that none of us have seen. Yeah. Which can sometimes be difficult.
And I was excited about it because I'm like, oh, cool. Another new, exclusive content on the Disney Plus platform.
Yes.
And again, I thought it was good. I can see why they didn't release it theatrically.
Oh,
personally.
No, it was exactly where it needed to be. And no, it was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
What did I watch? Oh, I was going to bring this up when we were talking about Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And kind of things in that vein. I tried to watch The Witcher.
Oh, okay. I haven't started that yet. Really? Okay.
So again, maybe because I never played the video game series
nor have I.
But it was just, to me, it seemed like another Game of Thrones type thing, and
just a ripoff of.
And it was just the way that they did the timeline in the show. I was like, I don't appreciate it. Okay. It was a lot of back and forward, but it wasn't very well defined.
Right.
Until like the last episode, when you're like, oh, that's what happened. And I was like,
but by that time you're like, whatever.
I stopped caring.
Right.
So
it just immediately,
listen, a simple 10 years earlier, somewhere on the screen at some point would have been fantastic.
What other movie did we review that was just the timelines and they messed up? It was some streaming one that's going to bug me.
They do a lot. That happens a lot.
I know, but it was just kind of my notation.
This thing keeps like,
I don't know. I feel like I'm
shaking.
Yeah.
But no, it was just kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Still watching
6 Underground.
Oh, yeah, where they did a lot of that. They were jumping
around all over the place, and I'm like, ugh.
Can you not?
Yeah.
Or again, just a simple, 10 years later.
Right, but you don't need to do 6 seconds earlier.
No.
2 years later.
Exactly.
Back to back, and you're just like, I just don't care about what time frame it is anymore.
Too much jumping around in the timelines.
Yeah.
Not as much as Looper, but,
Now we're going to start talking about time travel movies and
that's too much.
Yeah. I did that at coffee the other day. Someone put the coin in the jukebox, so to speak, and I went off about my time travel. One of my favorite time travel movies that also annoys me at the same time, which is Back to the Future 3.
Yes.
Should have never existed per their own time travel laws, and I won't.
We won't go any further down that rabbit hole.
We'll do that at another time.
So, well, shoot, man. I guess it's time to get to work.
We got to do that thing.
So
we got to get out in the snow and sell some houses.
Do some stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe a few things.
There you go.
Yeah, I launched a separate channel this week.
It hurts, but I'm so happy at the same time. No,
it's
really
just a place for my personal kind of vlog that I'm doing. I'm doing videos with my family's Sunday sandwiches on there, and there'll be some other kind of rant and rave,
which is
short form content that'll be on that.
Very cool videos, and then
just the beard.
Yes, and then there'll be another one coming. at some time when I actually
when he starts working on it.
To do that.
But yeah, so if you wouldn't mind cruising over there.
I see what you did there.
that would be awesome. And
we got,
as always, thank you guys so much for the support and for just being awesome like you are. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, rate, review. You know the drill. We appreciate you. And until next time, he's Tucker.
He is the Beard.
And we are out.